Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another Ramble session. Yes, I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. And yeah, we'll just get started with what's been going on. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. And if you're a new viewer, then welcome to my channel. This is a ramble session where I sit here and ramble. I talk about what's going on in my life. It's kind of like a vloggy type thing, only you don't see my face. You'll thank me later. But I go about showing you what's on my desk and what I've been working on. So, first things first, Fauxbonichi front. Yeah. Here comes the chair. Sorry. And it's Monday, so you are likely to hear background noises such as the laundry going, the dogs perhaps barking, and the water pump going off. I apologize in advance for that. Okay, so what's been going on? Oh, Fauxbonichi. Okay, I don't have a list. Yeah, no list today. All right. So on the Fauxbonichi, I finished with January. Yay! And I should be, because now it's February 5th. I have started February. This is my, cover sheet that I do all the time in the center of my book when I switch months. This is the little pocket that I do, and this holds, it holds like a calendar, and it also holds my labels. These happen to be labels concerning love, because we're in the love month of February. So that word is really hard to pronounce anyway. Then we get into it, and I am all up to date. This will all be seen in a flip through, but I did want to show you some of the things that I have been working on, right? So let's start with these. Let's start with these little baggy things here. Okay, so this right here is a bag that I decorated with scraps and whatnot, and it holds, this is actually just a tag that I made. It's like what is it called? Like a journaling card, right? And then I just wrote on the back what I did to make this little pocket thing, okay? So let's clear this stuff off and I'll show you. All right. These bags here, okay, here's some other ones that I had made. These two here. I just got it in my head that I wanted to make something. I wasn't feeling all too crafty and wasn't working on, that's a lie. I was working on other things. I'm always working on something, but I just wasn't in a very crafty kind of mood, so I just wanted to sit and do something simple and easy. Now, a while back when my husband and I were in the hardware store and we were getting nuts and bolts and whatever he needed at the house, they had these little bags, right? So I did swipe a few. We were using them. So anyway, we won't go there. Anyhow, so I ran across these as I was, trying to straighten up my room, which is a never-ending process. So anyhow, I found these bags, and I had about a dozen of them, and I thought, what can I do with these? They're very thin. I'm assuming they're kind of like glassine bags, but they're like a craft color, and they're quite thin, and they have writing on the front of them. Okay, so what I did was I decided to embellish them and make them into little pockets that I can put into a journal, okay? Now, the first thing that I did, I think I made one, maybe I made one or two, or it could have been these first two. I did not gesso, possibly. Yeah, this was the first one I made. I did not gesso it. And what I ended up doing to cover up this printing on the page or on the bag was I used like 2 napkins, okay? And what I did was, see, you can get these napkins. I get them on sale at wherever I'm at. If I see them on sale, these were for $1.18 and you get a whole mess of them, right? or I have this one here, or I have this one here. I have an entire drawer full of these little napkins, or serviettes as they are called in other places. So anyhow, yeah, when I first did the first coat of one napkin, the writing was still showing through. Not that I minded it too much, but yeah, it did get on my nerves a little bit, especially this red part down here. So what I ended up doing was just taking gesso, and I used this, sorry for the glare, if there is one, Artist Loft. This is from Michaels. It's just white acrylic gesso. And I painted that on, just a thin coat, set it off to dry. Dries fairly quickly. Then I take my napkin. Okay, now here, I'll show you with this napkin here. All right. When you open up a napkin like this, right? Okay. There are layers to it. Like an ogre. Like an ogre. Or an onion. So there are layers to it. My hands are shaky, sorry. Now, you have to peel these layers back, okay? Because that's just what you have to do, all right? Just trust me, all right? So you very carefully, gingerly peel the layers, okay? Until you only have the one layer. Sometimes napkins are 1 ply like this one, or 2 ply, I guess, because there are 2 pieces. And sometimes there are 3 plies. So you'll have 2 pieces of this white tissue, and then you'll have, you know, the top layer of the napkin, okay? You only want to use the top layer of the napkin, and you have to be extremely careful because they are so thin and very delicate. So the next thing I did was I simply used Mod Podge, okay? I get this for $1 at the Dollar Tree. They are just 2 ounces, but I really don't use it all that much, so I don't get the big bottles of it, but you can if you want to. You could either use Mod Podge matte, or you could use matte medium, or you could even make up your own using PVA glue and water. Good grief. Sorry, that was Jack. He's having like coughing fits lately. I don't know what his problem is. Anyway, so that's what I use to adhere the napkin onto the little baggie, okay? Then, once that's all dried, what I did was I attached this little bit of remnant fabric, okay? I am on a fabric kick, let me tell you folks. I'm just going to my sewing machine that's right here to show you. Okay, this is what I do, right? These are just remnant pieces of fabric that I have from either crocheting projects, my ratty rug projects, or, you know, just whatever, just remnant fabric. So what I do is I take them to my sewing machine using a zigzag stitch, and it is a bit time consuming, not that big of a deal, but you take it, let me show you with another scrap. Okay, I'm right here. Okay, you take it to your sewing machine and you, excuse me, I'm sorry, there's Fred, he says, good morning. You put it in your sewing machine, right? And then every, you know, few stitches, you just take it and make a ruffle and you stitch some more. And then you take the next ruffle and you stitch some more. My hands are a mess this morning. You take another ruffle and you stitch some more, okay? And on it goes, all right? So that's how I did these little things, and I'm just going to keep these in a little box or something in case I ever want to use them for these types of things. So that's what I did. So the first thing I did was I stitched this, and I love all of these extra bits of thread and all that. I just think it's beautiful. So the next thing I did was I took, where is it, the stinky fabric tack, and I put a bead along here, and then I glued the fabric on, okay? So even though, sorry for the chair, even though, you know, see, it's stitched. So even though it looks like it is stitched onto the bag, obviously it's not, because if it was, you wouldn't be able to have the card in there, right? So that's just a really cute way, and I've seen it done so many times on and gotten inspiration from so many people on YouTube. But that's an easy way to have something look like it's stitched onto something, but it's not. Okay, you stitch it ahead of time, and then you glue it on. Okay, then I went, again, cleaning out my stash. I found a load of these that I had gotten. And these were from Recollections. A long time ago I got them. Floral embellishments, okay? So I found those along with other stuff. And so I decided to put a little flower embellishment, again, using the Fabri-Tac, okay? And I glued those on. Then I went into my little button stash and I took some crochet, what is this called? Floss, okay? Like whatever it's called, floss. I took the floss and I weave it through the button first, okay? I don't sew anything. I just weave it through the button, tie it off, and then glue the button on top, all right? Now you have this really super cute pocket for journal cards, for receipts, for tickets, for ephemera, for whatever you want to put into your journal, okay? Now, let me see. Let me show you in my book. Okay, these I'm just making to keep for cute little embellishments for the journals that I make, okay? Now, when I put it into my book here, okay, it is dimensional, all right? But this is my journal, and I like to put whatever I'm working on, I like to either put a sample of the item into my book, or I like to take a picture of it and put it in. In this case, I put the actual pocket in, okay? And then it's dimensional, right? So when I get to this page here, it's gonna be a little rough to write on. So all I'm gonna do is take a magazine, or, you know, what do they call them? Like a pencil board, I guess, you know, which I don't have. But, you know, I'll take some kind of more hard substrate to put underneath the page and then do my writing. No big deal. As far as using them in a journal, what I'm going to do is simply, let me not reach in front of you, is I'm just going to simply attach it to the page with a paper clip, okay? Now, I haven't figured out, because the back of this is, you know, ugly. So I haven't figured out if I'm going to paint it just to, you know, make it not so ugly, or if I'm just going to maybe glue a piece of scrapbook paper on there, or glue, like, cut a piece of scrapbook into like a journaling size card to fit on here to cover that up so it can be used as a pocket and a journaling spot. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to attach it into the journal with a paper clip, and that's what I plan on doing with that. Because yeah, it's that way, if you do something like this for your own journal, attach it with a paper clip, because it's going to be hard to write on top of this bulkiness right here, okay? So again, these are the stages, okay, of my little bags, all right? They started out like this. I gessoed them to kind of get rid of that stark print on there. Then, oh, I see here I need to glue some of this. Yeah, I need to glue that better, huh? Yeah, look at that. Oh, and I might even, no, that's okay. Okay. Anywho, you could also just run this through your sewing machine just to make sure that you haven't cut off the bottom, because when I'm done gluing these, of course, I clean up the edges, you know, of the napkin after I'm done Mod Podging them on. So yeah, you could have a slip of the scissor and, oh, no, I didn't. Okay, it's fine. But anyway, I could still run a bead of, or do like a, you know, a sewing stitch on the bottom there, and it'll add interest as well. So that was the next step, Mod Podging the napkins on. And then the next step, the final step, was putting your little trim on, and it could be any kind of trim, lace, ribbon, whatever you want. And then just a simple little embellishment. So that's what I did this weekend, and I'm still obviously working on these. It is hot as Hades in this house, and I am not really sure why, but I am sweating like a dog. Okay, anyway, not that you want to hear that. Then, while I was using my napkins, of course you have extra pieces, right? So why not put them on tags? So I Mod Podged these onto tags, right? And then again, I'll show you what it ended up looking like in my book. Where did it go? Okay, it ended up looking like this. So basically the same principle, right? I just took the tag, I had the extra napkin, Mod Podged it on, put a sewn scrap ribbon on there, put a pretty little flower, put a button with the little floss put through, used Fabri-Tac on it. And then on the back, we have some prompts that two of the lovely ladies in the Fauxbonichi group have taken over the prompt section. And so it was What About You Wednesdays. So I just wrote about, the prompt on the back of the tag. So how super cute is that? Again, with these, because they are thicker, three-dimensional embellishments, I just, made a pocket for it to put in my book. And then when I'm writing, well, of course I wasn't writing on this page. And then once I got to this page, it is kind of, oh, you know what I did? I simply did this. I took it out. Okay. So yeah, you can take it out and then, write in your book and then put it back in. Okay. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm going to hopefully finish some of them up today. The thing, and I wanted to show you these too. The thing that I'm trying to do now is that because I'm having so much fun making journals, what I'm finding is that because I haven't made them in so long, and a lot of times I've told you this before, when I do make them, they're one-offs, like everything is done right then. Like I don't have a stash like a lot of journal makers do. I don't have a stash of handmade embellished tags. I don't have a stash of handmade embellished cards or flippy doos or whatever the case is, right? So I kind of want to make some things like these little baggies or these little tags. I want to make up some of those things so that I can then have little bits and stuff, sorry for the reach, to add to my book, right? Here's some other things I just saw on my desk right now that I made, right? I just stamped out using probably archival ink. I stamped Dream, and then I went to my sewing machine and just stitched it, right? So how cute is that little tag? And you can glue it into your book, whatever. It's just a cute little sewn embellishment. Did some for love. Yeah, so that's fun to do. So I did that. Okay, what you're looking at here is Christmas, and you're saying, Elizabeth, honey, Christmas was over months ago. Yeah, it was, but I'm still working on a December daily, and I got my crafty bestie coming over tomorrow to work on her December book for next year. So as I was doing these bags and I was digging into my napkin stash, I found this beautiful tissue paper that a girlfriend of mine had sent me in a package. And I had it in my tissue drawer, and I thought, oh, well, Tuesday we're going to be working on our Christmas journals. Why not make a bag for Christmas, right? So that's what I did. So this beautiful poinsettia tissue paper, first I did gesso it. I glued this on. Then I went into my fake flower stash and I found these things, these little, like silk flowers. So I'm going to take these and glue them on like this, right? Oh, wait, let me see here. I think what I'm going to do is use this brad, right? So if my hands are working properly, goodness knows. Okay, so I would take these. Oh, my hands. All right. Okay, and then I'll move it around or whatever. Okay, so this is just a simple brass brad. Okay, so I would attach them like that, right? And then I would use my stinky glue, the Fabri-Tac, and I would glue that on there. Although I do think first I had this little piece of fabric, right? So I made a little ruffle thing, and we'll glue this on here. Okay. And then we'll put this little poinsettia on here and glue that on. And you have a sweet little, decorated baggie that you can use in your journal. And again, I would use a paper clip to put this in. And of course on the back, again, it's ugly. And just to add a little bit more stability, because these bags are super duper thin, I would, cut out a piece of Christmas paper or something and glue that on. But I would still attach it with a paper clip because it's going to add bulk to your book, and it's going to make it hard, to write on. So you'll be able to take it in and out, if you were to do something like this for yourself. Super easy, super cute, and just a really fun way of doing it. Now, I am sure that I saw this being done somewhere on YouTube. What comes to my mind is probably Crafty Irina, although she does, a beautiful work. Okay, so I remember seeing a video of hers where she decorated beautifully her little baggies, and you can go nuts on these too. This is just a very simple way of doing it. You could go crazy on these things, and you could layer up book text. You could put your ribbons on there. You could make little clusters of ephemera. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. So yeah, there's another idea thrown out to you if you're looking for something creative to do. So there's that. What else? Let me leave that here. I didn't put these together because my girlfriend's coming over tomorrow and I want her to be able to do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, along with these fabric scraps. Oh my gosh, I'm like obsessed with fabric scraps now. Oh my heavens. I think I probably have Gina from the Rebookery to thank for that, but so much fun. Oh, so much fun. So this is what I did. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're asking, oh heavens to Betsy, Elizabeth, what on earth is that? It is a pile that seriously needs to be washed, but what these are is, I don't know. These are, okay, the little handkerchiefs that my groomer puts around my dog's necks when they come in all pretty and groomed and smelling nice finally, okay? These are the little bits of fabric, right? So normally, we let them wear them for a day or two, get all the cuteness out of them. And then we take them off, and my dogs have like a little basket of playthings. And so we've always just thrown them in there because they like to play tug of war with them. They, whatever. But sometimes, they don't use them or, whatever. And so I was sitting on the couch doing my ratty rug, which I'll show you in a minute. Yes, I've made another one. I was looking at all these fabric scraps and I'm thinking, holy cow, that's a treasure trove. So yeah, I am going to take all of these, wash them all up so they don't have puppy stink all over them. And I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these, right? So I have a whole basket of these little ruffle things. Oh my goodness. Oh, the things that you find around your house, right? And my dogs won't miss them because let me tell you, they're getting groomed tomorrow, so they're going to have 2 more hankies. All right, this has gone on long enough. I'm going to show you my last project, and here it is. Woo! It is, oh gosh, I can't even show you like the whole thing, right? This is the back of it. Hang on a second. Oh gosh, this is like, ooh. Okay, it is a ratty rug, okay, and it's an oval-shaped ratty rug. It is made actually out of a king-size sheet set. One of the sheet. This was the bottom sheet, the fitted sheet, and the reason I made it out of a king-size sheet set is because my dogs had been attempting to dig to China one day and dug a hole into my sheet. So instead of throwing the whole thing out, I thought, oh my gosh, let's recycle that sheet and make it into a bath mat. So I will have a pair of bath mats for my bathroom. This measures, I don't even know, maybe 32 inches across by about 20 inches in length. Or no, I'm sorry. It measures about 32 inches long ways from left to right. And from top to bottom, it measures about 20 inches or so. So that was super duper fun to, oh, there's the back of it. Super duper fun to make. Oh my gosh. And I will link, stop Jack. I will link Jerry Bellini's YouTube channel, and you can go over there, and I do believe she still has her class on Skillshare.com, okay? So, Jerry, if you're watching this, feel free to put the link in. You know I can't do the whole link thing, but I will link all y'all that are viewing now. I will link you to Jerry's channel, okay? So you can go over to her channel and figure it all out. But I will make it a little bit easier by leaving the link. Okay, so I've rambled on long enough. I thank you for your time so much. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and a wonderful week. And I will catch you soon. Bye.